station of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Sun.
Last night, Alex Cobb dazzled in the Steel City, tossing 8 shutout innings. But the Rays needed a 10th inning rally to finally sink the Pirates 4-2. Tonight, left-hander Blake Snell rejoins the rotation, hoping to build on the success he found in Durham. The Wednesday Showdown is driven by GMC. Tonight we welcome you to PNC Park in the Steel City, also known as the City of Technology. A gorgeous night for the middle game of this series between the Rays and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard for this game. Game 2 of the series and the road trip for the Rays, who started the day running third in the AL East, just 3 games back, and a win last night in extra innings, and a new addition to the lineup. Boy, it didn't take very long for Adeiny Echeverria to make his presence felt.
I mean, what a debut. And he got it started early. You think about his defense. Well, in the second inning, he's going to come in with a heck of a play, would also chip in offensively. We'll get to that. But watch this play right here. A couple of things jump to mind. First of all, the fact that he got to the ball, number one. But look how quickly he gets to his feet and how quickly he gets that ball on its way to Logan Morrison. An absolutely fantastic play. And then this right here looks routine, but watch him set his feet, get the ball up to the throwing position, and get it over to first base. So smooth out there at shortstop. And then offensively, we said he got involved. Here was a chopping single right here in the 8th inning. That would give the Rays a 2-run lead, which they would need, obviously, because the Pirates would come back to tie it up. But then in extras, give them another 2-run lead with this sacrifice fly off the tough lefty Rivero. Unbelievable debut by Echeverria. Fit right in offensively, defensively. Had himself a great night. Blake Snell, going to hope that Echeverria can make some plays behind him tonight. You know, he's coming back up from Durham, where he had 7 starts after being sent down, looking to make some adjustments and looking to get some confidence back, and these numbers speak very well to that. The other thing that you like, in the 7 starts, he went at least 6 innings 5 times and did a much better job of limiting walks, which points towards increase in fastball command, which is what you're looking for from Blake here tonight early.
And the pitching matchup, Snell making his first start in a Rays uniform since the middle of May, and Ivan Nova with a mark of 7-5. The Rays have seen him before when he pitched in the American League with the New York Yankees. So the lefty Snell, the right-hander Nova. Rays baseball just moments away from Pittsburgh. The Rays start the night 3 games over 500 at 41-38. Beginning the series last night with a 10-inning victory, 4-2. And we'll take a look at the starting lineup tonight, presented by your Southern Ford dealer. The Rays will have Mallex Smith in that leadoff spot again in center field, followed by Corey Dickerson and then Evan Longoria. Logan Morrison in the cleanup position. Steven Souza Jr. hits 5th, playing right with Wilson Ramos catching. Tim Beckham at 2nd, hitting 7th. Adeiny Echeverria again 8th. And in the 9th spot, the pitcher, Blake Snell.
Well, a familiar face taking the mound tonight for the Pittsburgh Pirates, right-hander Ivan Nova, and you can look at his season numbers, making his 16th start. How about this? 2 complete games already, and he's thrown at least 6 innings in every single one of his starts this season. He has been a true workhorse. As you can see, good numbers all the way around. Let's take a look at the Pirate defense and see how it's going to line up behind him here tonight. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield, left to right, we have Harrison, McCutchen, and Osuna. Across the infield, 3rd to 1st, Freese, Mercer, Moroff, and Bell, with Diaz behind the plate.
Well, Mallex Smith all set to step in, and he'll carry with him an average of .329 to begin play tonight. Pittsburgh starting the night at 35-42. Freese will come in on the grass here. Then the first pitch of this game is the bunt shown, and he did not offer on the appeal down to Ramon DeJesus. John Tompain calling the balls and strikes. It's 1-0.
Boy, a rare early miss by Ivan Nova. Tons of first pitch strikes. The Rays hitters had better be ready to swing the bat here tonight.
And a liner into right field. That ball's going to stay up, and Osuna makes the catch for the first out. Yeah, you might expect a lot of first pitch swinging tonight.
Well, listen, you know, first pitch strike percentage is very, very high here for Ivan Nova, and the first pitch swing percentage, a career high. You know, teams are, understanding that he's out there pounding the zone, trying to work as efficiently as possible. So they're trying to take that away and go after him early.
There's Corey Dickerson. Dickerson, a multi-hit game last night. He went 2 for 4. And starts the night 2nd in the league in hitting at .332. That's how tough it is to lead the league. He opened the series leading the American League, so he goes 2 for 4, and the next night he's 2nd in the league.
Not fair. Really not
Judge
fair.
at .333.
I could be absolutely dead wrong on this one, but Corey Dickerson, the black shoes, that's new.
Mm-hmm. Well, whatever shoes he has worn this year, they've been hitting shoes, to be sure.
Maybe interleague shoes.
There's a popper foul going to be backing out of play. 1-2.
That came from my joke writer. I have one of those, you know.
It's good to have.
He sits in the truck, feeds me.
Yep. He's very good at that.
Yes, he is. Genius.
Sometimes translates those jokes into video. And those are good as well.
We'll get to see some of that right after the All-Star break.
Yeah, we go to Oakland, to the West Coast, Anaheim and Oakland. Late night with the Rays. There's a liner into center field, and that will drop for a base hit. And just like that, those hitting shoes apparently in working order.
I'll tell you, Corey Dickerson, Ivan Nova working all over the strike zone against him, looks to close him out in. He gets the weak contact that he wants, doesn't matter. Corey Dickerson can just flat out hit, fights that pitch off. There goes the little thumb guard. And that ball gets soft served into center field with a 1-out base hit.
Well, the Rays have been so good in the first inning this year. The offense in the early part of games, as you know, very good. And holding that lead sometimes a challenge. Evan Longoria takes the fastball inside. Boy, a gorgeous night. 75 degrees, clear skies, a little breeze in the ballpark. A perfect night to be at the ballpark for baseball. 1-0 the count. That's a shot into center field. McCutchen angling back to his right, makes a dive, and it gets by him. Will go all the way to the wall. Dickerson's going to hit third. Montoya will wave him to the plate, and he's going to arrive ahead of the throw on a double by Longoria. The Rays break out in front. 19th double for Evan, his 47th run batted in.
Boy, for just a split second there, you were wondering if that ball was going to hang up long enough for McCutchen to be able to get to it. Here's the ball off the bat. That ball gets away, but I'll tell you, Evan Longoria with tremendous plate coverage hits that ball hard. And McCutchen, boy, just a little bit off on that initial angle, and he's not able to get there in time. As you see him try to redirect there more towards left field, kind of curled around a little bit. And the Rays do jump out early once again. This is something they have done consistently all season long.
Here's Logan Morrison now with a chance to add to this early lead. He takes the pitch for a strike. Morrison third in the league in home runs, third in the league in runs batted in. Way up. 1-1.
17th career start for Nova against the Rays. Appeared in 18 games, 16 starts coming in. 8-7 record, ERA 3.95.
Yeah, the last time they saw him was with the Yankees in July of last year. They got him for 5 runs in 4 1/3 innings. There's a liner into right field. That will be caught out there by Osuna, who came angling in. So Morrison lines to right. Longoria remains at second.
Yeah, and a nice play out there by Osuna. That ball looked like it may be getting down, and those are some of the toughest dives to make in the outfield, is when you're coming straight in. That ball gets underneath you. Big trouble. Well hit. In he comes. Gets a beat on it. Keeps the head behind the glove. And makes a nice
nose
play.
landing right there, but he's all right.
When you think about the Rays, Malik Smith hit the ball hard. Obviously, Longoria hit the ball hard. Line drive there by Morrison. Corey Dickerson got the hit, soft serve in. Getting some good swings here off Nova early.
Now Steven Souza Jr. And that pitch just missed. Souza had a hit and a run batted in and a run scored last night. Now the 1-0. That's a strike on the corner, says Tom Payne. 1-1. And a wave and a miss. Takes the count to 1-2. Breaking ball there.
Some big break depth. Moving away and down from Souza Jr. Nova, he does not like to mess around. You start to look at his numbers. Doesn't walk many guys. Has the lowest walk rate in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and 13.2 pitches per inning.
That's incredible.
This one is down. It's 2-2. Yeah, he's way over his pitch per inning average right now at 15.
which is the gold standard,
Yeah.
which not a lot of guys can hit anyway. And, you know, he's almost 2 full pitches underneath that. And that's why you expect an already aggressive offense that the Rays have to be maybe even more so here tonight, knowing that he's going to try to pound the zone early, and the Rays love to swing the bats.
2-2 up the right side, foul headed for the stands.
Nova comes in right there, 94-mile-an-hour fastball to kind of try to speed Souza Jr. up again. I'd expect him to go right back to that breaking ball down and away.
And he comes with the hard stuff to run the count full, 3-2.
Yeah, in that count, 2-2, if you're going to come with that pitch, you've got to know that you're going to get a swing. Now you get it out to full count. You start to think, you know, Nova's one of those guys that will throw just about anything here. But that 2-2 fastball in, you want that swing in a big way. He had 2 shots at the breaking ball.
And a shot back into left field. Harrison back, reaches up and makes the catch. He looked one way, then the other, and made the catch on that hard hit line drive to retire the side. Rays settle for a run. They leave a man, and here's another look at the catch on that line drive by Souza. Rays with a run. A 1-0 lead. We go to the bottom of the first. Pittsburgh lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Max Moroff's going to lead it off, followed by Josh Harrison and Andrew McCutchen. David Freese hits cleanup in front of Jose Osuna. Josh Bell at first in the 6th spot. Elias Diaz will be the catcher hitting 7th in front of Jordy Mercer, the shortstop, and Ivan Nova bats 9th.
Well, welcome back to the big leagues. Blake Snell be making his 9th start here with the big club, the first since May the 13th, and that was at Fenway Park. It's been a while, but he has made some adjustments, and we'll see how they play out tonight.
And his first pitch to the switch hitting infielder, Max Moroff, is taken for a ball. Fastball, a little something on that one at 97. It's 1-1.
Some healthy velocity shown here early. You know, Blake Snell with his pitching frame, the ability to drive the ball downhill and elevate it. Big plus for him.
And now 1-2. Well, the issue earlier for Snell had not been his secondary pitches, but command of the fastball.
Yeah, it caused him to really never get to those secondary pitches in the positions that you'd like to get to him in. And right there, look what he's able to do. See, by pitching ahead, you get 1-1. Good breaking ball for strike 2. Now you can take that pitch further out of the zone and get a hitter to expand. Tougher to do that, you know, at 3-2. That right there, a carbon copy of the pitch prior, about 6 inches lower.
Well, he introduced the strike fastball and then went to work with the breaking stuff. So 1 away. And here is Josh Harrison. And the bunt down the third base side. Bare hand pick up and throw. And nicely done by Longoria on that play. That was picture perfect by Evan Longoria.
Dwayne, I lost sight of the field for a split second, but you knew the way the ball came off the bat. The sound of the bat, way too hard. You're going to have to deaden this if you plan on getting it in front of Evan Longoria. That ball came off the bat hot, and the way that he's able to charge and make plays with the bare hand, you can forget about that being a base hit.
So 2 up, 2 down. Here's Andrew McCutchen. Ball 1 the last month or so. A revival for McCutchen. He had 2 hits last night, including coming up with a game-tying double in the 9th inning of the first game of this series. That's a strike, and it's 1-1.
At the end of May, he had allowed that batting average to get down to 200. And maybe the scare of that dropping below that mark got him going. But since then, he has been absolutely on fire.
A 2-1 count. Take it to 2-2. Well, the Pirates have not done a lot offensively against lefties this year, but McCutchen has certainly had his success against them. 357 with 5 home runs against lefties. And the count is full. Two outs, bases empty. It's a liner, going to be foul.
Let's take an opportunity here to set the Rays defense for you. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield left to right, we've got Dickerson, Smith, and Souza Jr. And then across that infield third to first, Longoria, Echeverria, Beckham, and Morrison. Wilson Ramos behind the plate.
And the pitch is high. The fastball upstairs for the walk. So a runner at first with 2 outs. So a strikeout, a ground ball, and a walk so far. There's David Freese. Upstairs, a fastball to start him.
McCutchen 6 out of 7 in the running department. Not a lot of action off Blake Snell. Being a lefty and being pretty quick to the plate.
And this one drops down and in. 2-0.
Blake does a nice job with that. Gonna have a little bit of a leg kick, and then also that modified slide step keeps these base runners honest. Really no drop off and stuff between the two, so he can use them however he feels comfortable.
And he's way behind Freeze. 3-0.
Well, these are the sorts of situations where, you know, he'll show sharpness for a bit of time, and then all of a sudden the command starts to be a little bit elusive, and a team's able to put something together against him. Get the walk by McCutchen. 3-0 here to Freeze.
There's a strike, and that's why he's averaged around 19 pitches per inning.
Yeah.
And that's something that he'll need to reduce in number.
Well, of his starts against the or with the Rays at the big league level, only one time was he able to get through 6 innings, and that was his first start of the season. After that, you know, it was basically 5 innings. That was it. And that's what was so heartening. You know, you go down to Durham. First of all, you got to keep your. You hate going down to the minor leagues after so many starts in the big leagues. But once he went down there, he got to work, and you see the AAA numbers are outstanding. The record ERA, but the innings. You know, he went at least 6 innings, 5 of the 7 starts, limited the walks.
Yeah, 61 strikeouts,
Yep.
15 walks down there. And he misses upstairs with this fastball. Back-to-back walks here in the first inning. 2 men on with 2 men out for Jose Osuna. And it becomes a situation where Blake Snell battles himself as much as he does the opposing hitter.
You hope that this is the first game back nerves, and that he's able to work through this inning and then settle in, because this looks too eerily familiar.
That's a strike at the knees.
Well, really did a nice job of making the adjustment there and burying that pitch into the zone. You know, you almost want to envision yourself trying to reach out and shake hands with the catcher to get your finish and your reach out in front.
That's a liner up the left side. Going to be a fair ball and will bounce into the stands. So a run will score. Stopping at third is Freeze on a ground rule double. Osuna doubles home the tying run. So the walks come back to hurt him on the double.
Well, that's what it is. It's self-inflicted wounds. You've given up the 1 hit. A nice job of going down and getting that slider there by Osuna. And the Rays may have gotten a little bit of a break there with that ball hopping up into the stands. 2 outs and everybody running on contact. But you're right. 2 walks have directly led to this run. That was after 2 outs, nobody on.
And here's Josh Bell, minutes 2nd and 3rd. He'll work from the windup. And the pitch is a strike. Rays left a man in scoring position in the first. Pittsburgh with 2 men in scoring position in the bottom of the inning with a run home. Up the right side, headed toward the seats, out of play. And it's a 2-strike count to the switch hitting first baseman Josh Bell.
You start to think about Blake Snell and that slider, being able to try to put him away here. You got to be careful about it in the dirt. Wilson Ramos has to be anticipating that if they go that route.
And a foul ball back, fastball. Bell with the big cut, fouled it.
And Bell's not going to really shave down that swing very much. Big guy, a lot of leverage. Has got some juice.
One ball, 2 strikes.
There was that slider down and in. Bell not biting. Good take.
He lays off again. 2-2.
Yeah, there was that slider in the dirt. You know, Wilson Ramos makes blocking these pitches in the dirt look pretty easy. He's a big guy, a wide guy, and There's this absolute benefit here as you see him get around that baseball, down on one knee, keep it right in front. Saw him block a number of balls last night in big spots, keeping him in front.
Well, at the end of the bat, roll down the first base side, foul. Well, after a new bat. Well, what started as a very quick inning. He got 2 outs on just 5 pitches, but now he's 26 pitches into the first.
I'm chalking it up to first game back jitters.
Okay. 2-2. Ball 3. Full count.
Now that right there was just an overthrow. You know, understanding this guy's seeing a lot of pitches, trying to come in and close him out with the fastball in, and he just really overthrows this thing and comes mechanically a little bit unwound.
And he walks him. 2 walks, a double, and another walk. 3 in the inning. All of this with 2 outs, and Jim Hickey's going to trot to the mound.
Yeah, this is not what you wanted to see. Jim Hickey to the mound in the first inning of this ball game. But you're right, 2 quick outs, the walks, the double.
Well, after getting 2 outs, he's gone through 4 hitters and 28 pitches, 23 pitches since the last out, 28 in the inning. Looking for the 3rd out.
Yeah, and the last thing that you want is a young pitcher, and I know that he had success at Durham, but that's success at Durham. That's not the big leagues. And the last thing you want him out there thinking is, oh boy, here we go again, because this has looked like too many of the starts here at this level. And that's what Jim Hickey trying to nurse him through this inning and then hope he can collect himself.
Here's the catcher, Diaz. And a strike. Diaz hitting .281. He's been in 26 games this year for the Pirates with a homer and 11 runs batted in. And strike 2 out there on the corner.
First time that we've seen that backdoor breaking ball, and he was able to catch the outside corner now in complete control of this at bat. Here it is. A little slider and a nice weapon there to be able to use that on both sides.
This one fouled back. Boy, what's set up to be a very quick inning now, over 30 pitches.
You know, and early on in this first inning, very smooth with the delivery and just putting the ball where he wanted. As things started to unravel a little bit, a little more herky-jerky mechanically, overthrowing just a little bit.
Oh, and this one gets by Ramos. The rebound off the base of the stands. Not in time as the run scores. Freeze crosses the plate.
That's exactly what I'm talking about with the overthrowing. You know, when you notice the first pitch of this at bat, 96 outside corner, was just very smooth. He reached out there and put it where he wanted it. Now that he's ahead, he's going to try to overthrow this fastball and just watch him come apart. And that ball arm side high because his body is lurching towards home plate before the arm's able to catch up.
Yeah, Ramos had no chance to catch that one. Now 1-2 on Diaz.
You know what ends up happening when you overthrow is your front side gets started towards home plate too soon, because you're already thinking I'm going to jump out there and jump on this fastball. That front side gets going. As it's going, the arm is still in its swing and it never gets to the proper release point.
The 2-2 ground ball, that's going to be fair up the right field line. Osuna scores. Bell comes to the plate. 2 runs cross the plate on the base hit by Diaz. And with 2 outs, the Pirates have scored 4 off Snell here in the first.
Just a nightmarish beginning, and Diaz taking advantage of the way that the Rays were set up defensively. Logan Morrison off the bag at first base, is breaking ball away, and he just reaches out and pokes it to right field. And you see he's got a little bit of room to work with. He finds it, and that brings home 2 more runs.
Here's Jordy Mercer. Up and away. Well, the Rays get some action in the bullpen already. Danny Farquhar is up. Fly ball to right. Souza Jr. will have to go back. Still going. And right in front of the scoreboard, he makes the catch to finally retire the side. 8 men come to the plate. The Pirates score 4. We'll take a look at out number 3 on the catch by Souza. Nice job by the Rays right fielder. 4-1 Pittsburgh. Sports Sound is brought to you by your local Ford dealer. By GMC, we are professional grade. By Jeep, get great deals at the Jeep Spring Clearance event. And by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. Well, a long first inning there for the 24-year-old lefter Blake Snell. Gave up 4 runs, and the Rays trail 4-1 as Wilson Ramos leads off here in the 2nd inning. Strike 1 to Ramos.
Well, some work for the Rays offensively. Took that early lead, and with the big problem you talked about, Dwayne, giving it right back.
There's a liner to third, caught by Freese. Well, the frustrating thing about the bottom of the first for Blake Snell, he got 2 outs on 5 pitches, and took him 31 more pitches to finally get the last out of the inning. A 36 pitch inning.
3 walks. When we were talking about this too. 4 runs on 2 hits with a runner left on base.
Yep.
But the only thing that you could say about the Rays here offensively, when you think about getting back into this game, outside of Corey Dickerson, every ball that they've hit has been hit hard off Nova.
Here's Tim Beckham, and he lines one over Mercer's head and into left. He jumped on the first pitch, takes a big turn at first base and hangs on. So Beckham is aboard. The Rays continue to hit the ball hard. So that's a good sign.
It really is. You're talking about getting back into this game against a tough pitcher. Mislocation right there. You miss your location, and the Rays are going to make you pay. That line drive gets out into left field. That's the other thing. This is a resilient group. We know that they're not going to fold up at all. They'll continue to swing and battle all game long.
Danny Echeverria, the hitter. See Blake Snell moving to the on-deck circle. There's a line drive into center. That's going to be in there for a base hit. Beckham's going to go to third. The throw back to second. And the Rays have men on the corners. Another line drive. Echeverria with a base hit to center field.
Well, this is the thing. Ivan Nova hasn't shown the Rays anything different. We saw a couple of slow breaking balls, or breaking balls in general, to Souza Jr., but he just keeps trying to throw that fastball in there, and the Rays are all over it, trying to sink that ball down and in to get a ground ball double play, something he's very adept at. But Echeverria stays inside of it. Another hard hit ball, another scoring opportunity for the Rays.
Well, here's Blake Snell. Rays pitchers hitting here in the National League Park in interleague play. Echeverria back in over at first.
Trying to see if Blake Snell's going to tip that bunt early. Got a chance to drive in a run for himself.
And a little tap down to third. Here comes Freese. Now they have Beckham caught in a rundown, and he is tagged out by the catcher Diaz. Snell made contact, but on that contact, Beckham breaking is caught in the rundown.
You know, two places where the Rays weren't going to score there is that little ground ball to Freese, or if he hits it right back to Nova. That's it. They're conceding everything else. And right to David Freese, not a chance. And not only that, but the Pirates were quick enough here to get Beckham and not allow a move up by Echeverria to third base. Going on contact. And now just trying to extend this rundown.
So now first and second with 2 outs. Top of the order, Malik Smith. He was retired on a line drive to right his first time. It's a ball.
Well, he's done a lot of good things for the Rays offensively. Shown that ability to hit some balls hard, go the other way, bunt for a hit. I think you'll see a little bit more of that here now, moving through the lineup for the second time. A good changeup there by Nova. A lot of fastballs early, and the Rays had a lot of good swings.
The 1-1. It's going to be wide back to the fastball. 2-1. We're in the second. Rays had a run across the plate in the first. Pirates picked up 4. Ground ball right side. It'll be played by Bell unassisted. The Rays put a couple men on, leave them on. No runs, 2 hits. Middle of the second, 4-1 Pittsburgh. Hey kids, Evan Longoria would like you to read your way to the ballpark this summer through the Reading with a Raise program presented by Suncoast Credit Union. Kids receive prizes for reading and receive 2 tickets to a Rays game for completing the program. Sign up by visiting your local library. For more information, visit raysbaseball.com/reading. Ivan Nova leads it off. First pitch is a strike. Nova 1 out of 31 at the plate. The pitch is upstairs. 1-1. There's a swing and a miss. It's now 1-2.
He's still truly an American League pitcher at heart.
And holding that tradition firmly here. A cut and a miss. So Nova is out on strikes. That's 32 at bats and 21 strikeouts with 1 hit. But he does have 5 sacrifice bunts.
Well, that is important. Try to do anything that you can do to help yourself with the stick. He probably wondering why Blake Snell with the 95, 97 mile-an-hour fastball is throwing him the slide ball. Really to add insult to injury. So you're going to strike me out with that pitch.
Here's Max Moroff, the leadoff man. He started the first inning by striking out. It was a 4-pitch at bat. After Harrison was out trying to bunt his way on, things went the other way for Blake Snell. Now he's behind Moroff, 2-0. Moroff out of Winter Park, Florida, went to Trinity Prep. And now up here with the Pirates, playing second base tonight. And Snell behind him, 3-0.
This is more of what we saw earlier in the season. 3 pitches here in this at bat to Moroff. You've seen 2 different deliveries, distinct deliveries to the plate, different finishes, nothing consistent yet. Like right there, staying on top of that pitch, driving it downhill, and reaching out towards home plate as opposed to at the release point, kind of almost standing straight up. At least that hand got out in front on that particular pitch. That one too.
So a couple of fastballs to take the count full. And that's strike 3 call. So he comes back with 3 good pitches after falling behind. 2 up and 2 down on a couple strikeouts.
Well, the last 3 pitches had the same delivery. The hand got out in front. He was able to drive the ball downhill. There you go. Well, you do that all night long, you're going to make things a lot easier on yourself. Boy, Max Moroff, wondering what exactly he was looking for there after 3-0 and take 3 straight heaters.
Strike 1. Harrison swinging and missing. Starting him with the slider. One ball, 1 strike. Fly ball into short left. Dickerson coming in. Beckham out. Dickerson is there to make the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 second inning. We'll head into the third. 4-1 Pittsburgh. Dickerson to lead it off. Here, our Toyota inside look, and with his base hit tonight, he's now taken over the top spot in the league in hitting at 334, 102 hits, tied for second in extra base hits. Slugging percentage, he's second. Multi-hit games, first. So he has all the all-star numbers right there.
Absolutely deserves to go into that ball game as a guy that's voted in. He has put up the numbers in just about every offensive category you could think of. He has to lead the league in swings too. Just overall swings.
He absolutely has to. I mean, he has been an aggressive hitter. Want to know the count? Hey, he's taken a pitch here.
Only because it was over his head. And by the way, he took it once. He took that pitch once. He could set a record here. He takes another one.
2 balls, no strikes. He's swinging at a little over 59% of the pitches he's seen. Lines it foul, out of play, and back out into right field. Avisail Garcia is very aggressive, and they've been in that 1-2 spot most of the year in terms of swinging at pitches. That's going to be a base hit, dropping in front of Harrison in left. And Dickerson, another multi-hit game already. He is 2 for 2.
Yeah, that's a joke. That's I mean, go back and look and see where this pitch was. I mean, this is a 2-1 fast. It's ball 3 is what it is. A 2-1 fastball down and away. It's nowhere near. You see the glove right there of Diaz behind the plate actually hit the ground. And Corey Dickerson, another soft serve into center field. Another base hit. There's that multi-hit you're talking about, Dwayne, and he is stretching out that lead now.
Evan Longoria up here doubling in around his first time. Evan now 12 for 39 against the right-hander Nova. One and one.
Plate coverage. This pitch on the outside corner, and Evan Longoria able to get it by a diving McCutchen. That would give the Rays an early 1-0 lead. Now looking to battle their way back.
The key is to chip away a 3-run deficit in the third with a man aboard to lead off the inning. One ball, 2 strikes. Lead by Dickerson. Longoria down in the count, and there's a drive deep down the left field line. That ball is a foul ball. Boy, he had some distance on that one. You don't often get a chance at a souvenir up in that neighborhood, but they came close on that foul ball. That was a long drive. Take a look at where this hit.
Yeah, Coppers right there. I don't know if the blue sign. Way up there, hanging breaking ball.
There's another one lined down the left side, and that ball is going to be foul. Boy, he sprang some hard hit souvenirs into the seats down the left field side.
I'll tell you, the Rays have gotten some good swings off Nova here in the early going. He's put together a nice year for the Pirates after finishing last year on a high note with this team. But the Rays very familiar with Nova and picking up where they left off the last time they saw him. They beat him around pretty good.
And another one lined into left. This time it's going to be a fair ball into the corner. Dickerson's on his way to third. Longoria in at second with a double. Second and third with nobody out. So back-to-back doubles for Longoria in his first 2 trips up. 20 doubles on the year now for Evans.
You know, I think after those 2 hard-hit foul balls, and I know they were on off-speed pitches, but you get Evan Longoria swinging around those pitches quick. I think coming in a mistake there by Nova. And Evan Longoria, this one, a little bit harder with the velocity. He's able to keep just fair. A few inches there down into the corner. I think that was the time that you start to think about expanding the strike zone away. And he stays in. Evan makes him pay, and the Rays got a chance here to inch much closer.
Now it's Logan Morrison with a big chance here. Upstairs, a mid-90s fastball, but way high out of the zone.
I'll tell you, Nova right now, yeah, he's
first pitch strikes, not good.
No, not good at all, especially when he is a 2/3 guy. 65% coming in, 5 out of 13. He is extremely vulnerable right here.
And he's up with this one. Missing with a couple fastballs here. Two and 0. Longoria second. Dickerson at third. Nobody out. Ray Searage pays a visit to Ivan Nova. Red Sox come to town for the first time this year to take on the Rays. That'll be next weekend. And all youngsters 14 and under on July 9th receive a Rays toy truck presented by W.B. Mason while supplies last. Be a part of the fun and action. Visit RaysBaseball.com. So a 2-0 count on Logan Morrison. And now ball 3. So he misses again. Single double. Minutes second and third. Nobody out. A 3-0 count on Morrison. He swings 3-0 and pops it up. Mercer, now in comes Harrison from left to make the catch. So on the 3-0 pitch, Morrison swinging, pops out to the left fielder.
You know, and just missed that pitch, got a little bit too far underneath it. That's something that Logan Morrison has done a much better job of this season, is getting balls elevated for power deep. And in the 3-0 count with what he's done in the power production departments, you're going to turn him loose.
You know, and that's the kind of thing the Pirates talk about that happened to McCutchen last year. Instead of launching those balls and hitting them deep, he hit big league pop-ups too often.
Listen, if you're making a concerted effort to get the ball a little bit more airborne, there's going to be that uppercut element of your swing. And if you're, and as you get that uppercut, if you start to loop just a little bit too much, that's exactly what happens. You loop. I mean, they're fractions of inches that you're off. And that's the difference between a deep fly ball, a home run, or a shallow pop-up. And he is not happy.
1-0 the count on Steven Souza Jr. 2-0.
You still get the feeling here that Nova is not comfortable against this lineup, and that there's not really any pitch that he can go to and feel real good with right now.
ball 3. Boy, how about this? 3-0 now to Souza Jr.
And this is from the strike throwing machine. 13 pitches an inning, 65-66% first pitch strikes.
And 5 of 14 in first pitch strikes so far tonight.
And let me tell you this, Dwayne, when you go the first time through the lineup like he did against the Rays with all those hard hit balls, that will start to wear on you mentally.
This one fouled in front of Charlie Montoyo.
You know, when everything that you're serving up there, whether it's an out or not, is getting hit on the screws, you know, that has an effect. And now you see him, instead of attacking the zone, he's pitching to avoid contact almost at this point.
New bat in hand. Steven Souza Jr. returns to the batter's box. And this one hits him. So Souza Jr. hit by a pitch, and that loads the bases.
Boy, that got him right in the ribs. That was a hard shot, not a glancing blow by any stretch. Stomach.
So the bases are loaded for Wilson Ramos. Ow. He never lets us down. Never. So here's the Rays catcher. 1 out, bases loaded. Rays down 4-1, and a major opportunity here in the 3rd. He tried to check. He went around, says John Tompain.
And that's the feeling that you get. The only way that the Rays do not rough up Nova is if they let him off the hook. If they force him over the plate, they're going to continue to hit the ball hard. They'll get him out of this game here pretty quick.
This one way out there, blocked by Diaz. One and one. Rays got a run in the 1st. Pittsburgh 4. We're now in the 3rd. Two and one.
I mean,
you see how wide miss is here.
He wants no part of the strike zone. Everything that's been in the strike zone has been barreled. And he is trying to pick his way around. I mean, you almost think about getting a guy ready, you know, start to warm up the bullpen, even though he's only given up a run, because he wants no part of a strike.
There's a fly ball back into center field. McCutchen in line to make the catch. Dickerson tags. He's going to head to the plate. The throw's toward 3rd, and the Rays get a run to make it 4-2. Ramos drives in the run. So there's one of those runs back. Now they trail by 2 with men at 1st and 2nd, and 2 outs, and Tim Beckham on his way to the plate after Ramos drives in his 1st run. Beckham has a base hit. A line drive single into left in the 2nd inning. Down and away.
Making Diaz work back there.
Mm-hmm. 2-1 on the foul ball. So a big opportunity. Beckham last night doubled and walked. He scored one of the runs for the Rays last night in their 4-2 win. Down 4-2 right now as we play in the third. And Nova has been very careful. He and Diaz will have a discussion.
It just doesn't look comfortable. Doesn't look like he wants any part of the strike zone. I think the early hard hit balls in this game by the Rays have had an effect.
Beckham takes a fastball too close.
Every pitch is an 0-2 pitch. Every pitch is an 0-2 pitch. There's no get ahead and then expand. I mean, he is just nibbling all over the place. You know, you feel like as if this is a boxing match, it may be ahead on points right now, but you've got him wobbly, and you got a chance to land a blow here. See, there's no rhythm. Calling for meetings, stepping off. Anytime you're calling for meetings.
Yeah, there's no rhythm in that.
No.
2-1 to count on Beckham.
Even we can relate to that.
Yeah, that'll break your rhythm in a hurry. 2-1. Swing and a miss at that fastball up. Now 2-2. Rays with single runs in the first and third innings so far. Little tapper by the mound. It'll be charged by Mercer, but no play, and the bases will be loaded. Longoria to third. Souza Jr. moves into second on the infield hit by Beckham, who's now 2 for 2. Now the Rays now with 7 hits.
This ball hits so softly. It's by Nova. Nova, you can see his body language. He knew once that ball got by the mound that Mercer was going to be way too deep to be able to make a play. And there's a softly hit ball that goes for it. Nothing going right for Nova here tonight.
Echeverria's up here now. He lined a single into center his first time on the first pitch he saw. This one is down and away. Diaz shifting out there to block it.
And when he's gone to those early in the count first pitch breaking balls, they're nowhere near the plate. Just doesn't have the confidence to throw that in there for a strike. Missing well off.
Now it's 2-0 again. That one a little closer, but a ball.
I tell you, if this inning ends and the Rays only have 2 runs, that'd be a shame, because they've got this guy completely befuddled out there. You can see it in his body language and his lack of rhythm, everything.
Now a strike. Taking the fastball, 2-1. Echeverria with a hit and a couple of runs last night. Couple of runs batted in. Ground ball to the right side. Moroff with the pickup and the throw to first in time. And out of all that, the Rays send 7 men to the plate. Do get a run and leave them loaded. It's 4-2 Pittsburgh. Break brought to you by T-Mobile. Miguel Montero designated for assignment by the Cubs after comments following the performance yesterday. 7 stolen bases, and he's had a difficult time with base runners when he catches, and wanted to share some of the responsibility with his pitching staff, and that was not taken lightly in Chicago.
Now, when this news broke last night, you knew that this was going to end poorly one way or the other. You know, when he calls out his pitching staff, you know, the stats on the season for Montero, he's 0 for 31 in stolen base attempts, has not thrown out a single base runner, but he's also the 2nd slowest catcher in release time to second base in the big leagues. So, you know, there may be some truth. You know, Arrieta, known around the league as being a slow pitcher to the plate with a high leg kick, but you handle that kind of stuff in-house.
Yeah, and he made an attempt at an apology to Arrieta, but, you know, by that time the horse was out of the stable.
Yeah, and I think the Cubs, you know, kind of waffling around this year, find themselves trailing again tonight big early, you know, trying to send a message to wake this team up. I think that played a little part of it too.
Cubs a game over 500 overall, and still in the National League Central. Started the day only a game out of first.
Parity, Dwayne. It's parity.
Well, that's what they want. There's the National League Central standings.
Do you like parity? I mean, yes. Does it keep a lot of teams in the race all season long? Yes, but is that good for the game?
Depends on the quality of parity. And you know, here you are. I mean, there have been seasons, you know, great surprises when a team maybe comes out of a division that's not that strong. But when you look at all 6 of the divisions in baseball, you're going to have some races, but you know, you've got some clubs that from week to week will just change personalities completely. I mean, play some pretty good baseball and then play as if they had no chance to ever win a game again, and then be right back in the race. I mean, it's really an interesting phenomena we have going here.
Yeah. Oh, there was a point maybe a week ago or so, and it might still hold true, where every team in the American League was within 4 games of a playoff spot, and you had 13 of the 15 teams within 2.5 games or so of a playoff spot, but everybody hovering around 500.
Well, really what you have, and when you look, even, you know, the American League East, traditionally a very strong division. I mean, nobody knows that more than the Rays playing in this and competing with some of those teams in the division. 3-2 is fouled away by McCutchen. But more and more the mindset seems to think just play 500, maybe a little over, close to break-even baseball, and hope that you get hot, and over a period just run off a bunch of wins, and that would create some distance. Nobody's really been able to do that. Hot shot fouled into the stands. I think the biggest thing, so the answer is, you know, parity's good in that way, but the quality of play on the field and the pace of play is something that they will need to continue to address. (3-2) and the ball knocked down. Beckham will pick it up and throw him out. Well, the Rays, with the shift on, had Beckham in the right spot for that sharply hit ball, and he made the play.
Well, how about the throw? You're right. Well positioned, number 1. And that ball's not going to go into the glove clean. He's going to more knock it down. But watch where he is when he throws the ball. He just throws that ball off of a knee, falling backwards, and it's right on the line in the air. Impressive throw by Tim Beckham.
Well, there's never any question about Beckham's athleticism. He's played short all year, and now this is his 2nd start over at second base this year. There's a hot shot comebacker, and Snell with the glove down to make the pickup on that one to retire David Freese. So a couple of outs here in the 3rd with nobody on. Jose Osuna Osuna doubled in a run in the first inning when the Pirates capitalized on Snell's lack of command and control. Roller foul and the count is 1-1. Snell a little over 60 pitches total right now with 2 outs and the bases empty in the third. Two and one. That'll take the count to 2 balls, 2 strikes. Snell 6 and 8 last year in 19 starts. And then started this year 0 and 4 through 8 starts with a .471 earned run average and an ERA last year of a little over 3.50. And he goes 3-2 on Osuna. Three balls, 2 strikes. And this one is skied into left, out from short. Echeverria making the call, and he's got it to retire the side. 1-2-3 inning. We go to the 4th. Rays down 4-2.
You're watching Rays and Pirates on Fox Sports Sun. Dwayne and BA, we have found the hidden treasure at PNC Park. The Skull Bar. It's just above right field, and the Skull Bar is in a U shape. So not only does it offer terrific sights of the game, but also it gives you terrific views of the Steel City skyline, the Allegheny River, and the Roberto Clemente Bridge. When fans come here to take in a game, the only thing they have to worry about is keeping their sea legs. Lads, let's sail this ship back to the booth.
All right, Alex, thank you very much. And the folks here in Pittsburgh would agree that this ballpark is a hidden treasure. It's a beautiful setting, particularly from the grandstand behind home plate, looking out over the Allegheny River.
You can't beat our view.
No, it's just outstanding.
I mean, one of the best that you're going to find in the league. I even love the, you know, they have the fans up those walkways in the corner out there in left field. And then, of course, right field. River comes into play. That's what you're talking about. You get these games where it's packed out and you've got all the fans standing room only up there.
Yeah, full count here on Blake Snell. Well, you see the Roberto Clemente bridge immediately beyond the center field wall out there, and the bridge beyond that is the Andy Warhol bridge.
Look at you.
And there's ball 4. Snell draws the walk.
Yeah, well, listen, Ivan Nova, trouble with the strike zone, and this is something that he has had no trouble with all season long.
He walked 11 men all year.
Yeah.
In 103 innings coming in to this start tonight.
Had the lowest walk rate in the game. The only guy that was under 1 walk per 9 innings. But I'm telling you, you go back, Dwayne, that first time through the lineup, and I'm telling you that hard hit, all those hard hit balls by the Rays had an effect. You know, Malik Smith lined into right field to lead it off. Dickerson had a base hit. Longoria hit the ball hard. Morrison hit the ball hard. Souza lined out to left field hard. You come back that next inning, Ramos almost knocked David Freese over with a line drive. Beckham base hit. Echeverria a base hit. I mean, he's one after the other, and since then he has ran from the strike zone.
Yeah, and all of those hitters you mentioned hit some variation of a line drive. Alex Smith trying to bunt, fouls it. Well, the Rays start the 3rd time through now against Nova, and how about that breakout? 339.
Yeah, big difference. Well, you know, he keeps things simple. Fastball, curveball, changeup, lots of fastballs overall.
And a bunt attempt again by Alex Smith, and he fouls it. 1-2.
Well, this is where Blake Snell has to make sure that he gets a good read to be able to get into second base. Make sure you see that ball on the ground. And if the ball, you know, if Malix pulls the bat back or misses the bunt attempt, you better be ready to get back to first base, not to get picked off. Won't be doing it now.
2-2 the count.
Yeah, that's the toughest thing for a pitcher, especially an American League pitcher that's not used to being out there. You get that secondary lead when a guy's trying to a bunt, and if you assume that he's going to get the bunt down and doesn't, they throw right behind you and you're picked off. Not with that lead.
Ground ball back to the hill. Throw to second, 1. First, they will not get Malik Smith. And Snell is forced at second base. Pitcher shortstop Mercer taking the throw from Nova.
Everything out of rhythm here. This ball hit behind Nova, has to turn the wrong way, throws there, but Mercer has trouble getting it out of his glove and creating any kind of a rhythm coming across second base, so no way you're going to get Smith. Jim Hickey telling Blake Snell, swing the bat. Swing the bat. Taking a walk. Such a good relationship with all of his pitchers, relates so well to them. That's why he's been so successful as a pitching coach.
Now Corey Dickerson with Smith at first. Smith taking a lead. Dickerson takes that first pitch. That's a strike, says Tom Payne. For a moment, but Diaz jumping on it. The count goes to 0-2. Dickerson with 2 hits, 2 runs scored. Smith reaching on the fielder's choice. bounce this one the other way. That's headed for the stands, back a third. Rays trailing 4-2. Diaz and Nova talk it over on the front side of the mound. Nationals have a 6-3 lead on the Cubs in the top of the 5th in Washington, and the Blue Jays lead the Orioles 4-0 in Toronto. That game's in the bottom of the 5th. Here we're in the top of the 4th. 2-strike count on Corey Dickerson. And a move to first on Alex Smith, back in. Twins lead the Red Sox 2-0 in the bottom of the 4th at Fenway. Little tap. This one bobbled by Nova. Throw to first. Did he stay on the bag? He did. Bell just enough to record the out, and Smith moves to second on the tap that Nova had a little difficulty corralling.
Yeah, that ball came out of the glove, and when it did, Nova started to panic. And all of a sudden you rush a throw, and he's bailed out there by Josh Bell, being able to make that catch falling down with the foot still on the bag. There it is, in and out, and now you start to panic.
Nova's been all out of sorts here tonight. I'm telling you, that was close over there at first. I'm not sure he kept that foot on the bag. Here's Evan Longoria. Pitch is a strike. Evan with 2 doubles, a run batted in, 20 doubles on the year. A tapper foul, 0-2. Rays have out hit Pittsburgh 7-2, but they trailed 4-2. And Evan is out on strikes. So the Rays will leave a man at second. They do not score in the 4th and trail by 2. Geico, great moment. Well, the river here is a target sometimes, and Pedro Alvarez hit one back in May of 2015 that landed in a boat out there, docked as it left the ballpark fair inside the foul pole. And you can see those boats every once in a while could be a target
incoming
out there. Yep. They estimated that one at 461 feet that landed in the boat.
461.
Josh Bell takes a strike. To reach the river, it's 456 feet down that right field line to the river. There's a shot toward the left field corner, and that's going to get out of here. Snell touch for the home run by Bell. That wall is 6 feet high. So an outfielder has a shot, but that one was deep enough into the seats. No chance for Dickerson to catch it.
You know, and a pretty acute angle headed towards the foul pole from where it juts out or it gets close to 379. And Corey Dickerson just flat out ran out of room. Boy, you can see how that angle takes a sharp left-hand turn as it heads towards the foul pole. Blake Snell with that fastball trying to come in, but Josh Bell quick inside. Watch the hands, get him through quick, get the barrel to the baseball, and then get that carry just enough.
15th home run of the year from Josh Bell. He came into this game hitting only 167 against left-handed pitching, but 5 of his 15 home runs have come right-handed. So the home run by Bell, number 15. 1-1 pitch. Diaz lifts it into shallow right. Souza's there to make the catch. So the Rays, who had closed the gap to 2, now find themselves down by 3 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And here's Jordy Mercer. Mercer hit one to the warning track in right field in the first. That ended that 4-run first for Pittsburgh. There's a strike call. It's a ball high, 1-1. Well, Bell, the rookie first baseman with 15 home runs before the All-Star break, and that catches Ralph Kiner as a club record for the Pirates for a rookie in terms of home runs before the All-Star break. Kiner hit 15 home runs in 1946 as a rookie before the break. And now Josh Bell has equaled that total. Kiner wound up hitting 23 that year, his first year with the Pirates.
You can see why the Pirates want his bat in the lineup. You know, try to get him to take over the first base position. You know, converted outfielder.
Well, Mercer draws the walk. Home run, fly ball, and now a walk. Mercer heads to first. 4th base on balls given up by Snell. And the pitcher, Ivan Nova, will be up.
And then Longoria making sure that Blake Snell knows what he's to do defensively as far as the coverage goes, assuming that Nova's going to bunt here. And I would think that the one for what, 31 or 32 now, a lot of strikeouts, probably going to put the bunt down. Does have those 5 sacrifices.
There's the bunt, first base side. A look to second, but the play's at first. Morrison goes over there. Mercer into second. Beckham over to cover first. So 3-4 on the put out of Nova, and he puts down his 6th sacrifice bunt of the year.
Man, this is a fastball up in the zone, but he keeps his bat at a good angle and able to get on top of it. That's not always easy to do. Those more times than not get popped up into the air.
And you know, that technique by Nova was pretty good there. You know, sometimes you'll see guys a little aggressive and try to actually push the ball or bunt it, but he bunted that ball the way they try to instruct, as you would catch the ball with a glove. He sort of caught that ball, got up there and caught the ball with his bat.
Yeah, that would be the only issue that anybody would have with that, is he got up there.
Yeah.
You know what they tell you, what the way that we learned in, you know, in spring training in the National League, is you turn around and you set that angle of the bat at the top of the strike zone. Anything above it, you let go. Anything below, you use your knees. You don't jab at the baseball. You use your knees to try to drop it down. A lot easier said than done in the heat of the battle, but yeah, you're right. A nice job by Nova in catching the ball with the bat.
So a man at second with 2 outs. Max Moroff up here. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1.
I'll tell you, as big and wide as Wilson Ramos is, you wonder how a ball would ever get by him. I mean, he really does make these balls in the dirt, blocking them. He makes it look pretty easy.
And you know, the other thing about him, he shows you some agility back there. He's a good sized guy. He's 260.
When your nickname is the Buffalo, I mean, I think that says everything.
Yep.
I've never seen a slightly built buffalo. And I do enjoy some buffalo chips.
3-1 lifted towards center. Alex Smith takes care of that. A run on the home run by Bell. We're through 4. 5-2 Pittsburgh.
The big story from last night was the meltdown of the New York Yankee bullpen, and Jose Abreu coming through right there with a base hit. The bases loaded, down by a run, and the Chicago White Sox would walk it off. You know, in the previous at bat that Jose Abreu had, he struck out with the bases loaded and nobody out against Tyler Clippard. Gets a chance to make amends against Dellin Betances, gets a hanging breaking ball, and does just that as the Yankees continue to struggle.
And you're wondering why Betances, who has a great breaking ball anyway, but he also throws about 96, why he's partial to the breaking ball so much.
96 and then some.
Yep.
And you're absolutely right. And Dwayne, we've seen it with Betances against the Rays. You'll see outings where he'll come out and it's more curveballs than fastball. You've got 97, 96 to 99.
Yep.
Use it. The breaking ball, he does have a good breaking ball, no question, but sometimes becomes overly reliant.
Morrison hits this one deep to center field, and he has McCutchen out there reaching for the wall before he makes the catch just before he got to the wall. A lot of carry on that one for Logan Morrison, but it's caught in front of the fence out there by McCutchen.
And you go even back to that outing last night, and it was curveball after curveball after curveball. Once he got into trouble, it was, boy, he went to the breaking ball heavy till he finally hung one. But yeah, I mean, you think about some of the guys that have explosive stuff, and they veer from that fastball. I don't get it. Well, you give me 98 to work with, and
you're going to work with
it. I mean, I'll pitch out there in tighty whities. Come get you some.
Steven Souza Jr. taps it on the infield. More off on the shortstop side of the bag. Makes the play out of the shift. So 2 up and 2 down. I think it's time we check in with Alex Cordry now. Alex?
Dwayne B.A., well, if you guys are wondering how Wilson Ramos got the nickname the Buffalo, it comes from when he was playing for the Washington Nationals. He said that his teammate at the time, Ian Desmond, commented on his 6'1", 260-pound frame. He said, dude, you are so big. You remind me of a buffalo, and it just stuck.
It's pretty appropriate, one would think.
Pretty straightforward story. 6'1", 260. That's what I'm telling you. He's a big boy, wide, thick, strong. I mean,
it's a 1-0 count here to Wilson Ramos, who drove in a run with a fly ball to center in the third. Fouls it back. 1-1.
You get the feeling that he's one of those catchers that wouldn't mind you trying to run him over at the plate. Go ahead.
Yep.
You're going to get the worst of it. I don't care if you're in motion.
Well, he's impressive back there, not only for his size, but his agility. It's been fun in the handful of games we've seen him to watch him. There's a breaking ball that runs right away, and it's 1-2. And he's pretty quiet back there, too. Two balls, 2 strikes. Well, there's a full count. Rays are down by 3. Beckham is on deck. They've had some opportunities, stranding 6 through the first 3 innings. And now a 2-out walk here in the 5th. Rays also left a man on in the 4th. Now have a man aboard with 2 outs in the 5th. Beckham 2 for 2. Well, if he gets hold of one, and we've seen Beckham consistently hit the ball hard and with distance. Unless you pull the ball here to left, this park really better suited, even with that scoreboard and the wall out there and right. This is a little better suited for left-handed home run hitters than right-handed power hitters here.
Well, you get that 410 out deep left center. And from down the line out to 379, he gets out there pretty quick. You're absolutely right. You got to get a hold of it, unless you hit it where Josh Bell did.
Yep. And you go down the line where it's 325 down that left field line.
When it gets out there deep, quick, and then across you see 379. and then out to 410 even before you get into center field.
Liner into left. Harrison is there to make the catch. Rays will leave a man in the 5th through 4 1/2. It's 5-2 Pittsburgh. Sun is brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealers. By Jeep, get great deals at the Jeep Spring Clearance event. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Three-run ball game. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Blake Snell struggled through the first. He got 2 quick outs. 2 outs on 5 pitches, and then the rest of the inning required 31 more pitches before he got the last out in a 36 pitch inning, allowing 4 runs. Touch for a homer by Bell in the 4th. Now Harrison opens the bottom of the 5th, and the first pitch is a strike. Harrison 0 for 2, tried to bunt his way on his first time. Lifted a fly ball not too deep to left in the 2nd. He did offer. The count is 0-2. Upstairs for Snell. That long 36 pitch first inning. Since then 13 pitches in the 2nd, 16 in the 3rd, 16 again in the 4th inning. Before the Rays optioned him to Durham back in the middle of May, he was averaging 18.9 pitches an inning compared to last year over 19 at 19.3. And he gets Harrison reaching right there. So that's the first out in the 5th.
Yeah, and what that does is it leads to abbreviated outings. You know, there was a time there that the first 7 or 8, 6, 7 starts of the season for Blake Snell that he was averaging 4 2/3 innings per start. And boy, the stress that puts on the bullpen. All the outs that they have to cover, they almost have to cover half the game.
Yeah, you can't do that. A rotation has to give you more innings than that.
Well, the Rays learned that lesson a year ago. Torch that bullpen early. And that's why more of an emphasis this year on guys getting deeper into games.
A 2-0 count to McCutchen. Walked in the first and scored, and was out on a ball handled by Beckham on the shortstop side of second. In the third, he's positioned over there again in the fifth. And Snell behind 3-0 now. McCutchen has seen a lot of pitches tonight. 7 the first time up on a 3-2 count. 9 his last time on a 3-2 count. Now 3-0. And a walk on 4 pitches. That's 5 walks given up by Snell.
Well, none of those pitches particularly close with McCutchen, and we're starting to see the same, some of the same things that we saw earlier in the season, and that is just different deliveries. There's no consistency of delivery. One of the things that he was obviously working on down in Durham, and the numbers certainly were very good down there, but we're seeing more of the same issues up here in his return to the Rays.
1 on 1 out. Here's David Freese. Moved to first. McCutchen back in. You saw Kevin Cash on the phone in the dugout. And we're getting a little stirring in the Rays bullpen. Daniel Hudson had been up for the Pirates, and it appears that Jumbo Diaz is going to start to loosen for the Rays. Pitch upstairs to Freese. Here's Diaz, just beginning to warm. And Snell misses again. Well, after the 4-pitch walk to McCutchen, now it's 2-0 to Freese. Jose Osuna is on deck. This time Snell finds the zone. Freese hitting .317 on the year against lefties coming into this game. A walk and a ground ball back to the mound so far. Big cut takes the count to 2-2 on the fastball. Clint Hurdle, the Pirates manager, looking on. And again, a move to first. Hurdle in his 7th year as the manager here with Pittsburgh. And a cut and a miss. So good job there to come back and get Freese. Snell had fallen behind him 2-0 and strikes him out.
A good breaking ball here by Blake Snell, driving the pitch down in the zone, and David Freese just cannot get down there. You're not going to do anything with this pitch besides spoil it. Maybe you can hit it and tap it weakly into the infield, but a good pitch there by Blake Snell coming after the 4-pitch walk to McCutchen where nothing was close. That's some of the inconsistency that drives you crazy. He starts the inning off with Josh Harrison, makes good pitches to him, strikes him out. 4-pitch walk, nothing was close. Comes right back and gets David Freese on a punch out.
Yeah, he threw 6 pitches there. He fell behind Freese 2-0 and then comes back to get him. Now a liner. That ball will be fair and go to the wall. McCutchen's going to be waved around by Cora, and the relay throw to the plate is not in time. And on the throw into third goes Osuna. Osuna driving in his 2nd run of the night. And now the deficit is again 4. McCutchen scores from first.
Well, last time it was the breaking ball down and in that he got into the left field corner for a double. Now all of a sudden he takes his pitch that's on the outer half and shoots it into the right field corner. And McCutchen comes all the way around from first base. Souza Jr. trying to get that ball in as quickly as he can. Logan Morrison, that throw a hair wide. I don't think it would have mattered. McCutchen was going to be in there.
Now the pitch is a strike to Bell. It's a 6-2 ball game now. Foul the other way. And that will be strike three. Bell trying to check, but he goes around to retire the side. Another run crosses the plate. We're at the end of 5, 6-2 Pittsburgh. GNC. Tonight the Rays in Pittsburgh as we see the Pittsburgh skyline and the Roberto Clemente Bridge. PNC Park here. The Rays moving on to the 6th inning against Pittsburgh, and they'll see the right-hander Daniel Hudson enter the game. 5 innings for Nova, and now Hudson, who was in the game briefly last night.
Well, first time all season that Ivan Nova has not gone at least 6 innings. Ran the pitch count up. He struggled the 3rd and 4th time through the order, so Clint Hurdle goes to Daniel Hudson. We saw him in last night's game, like you said, Dwayne. Good stuff.
Here's Echeverria to lead off the 6th for the Rays, and he shoots it up the right side. That's headed for the corner. We'll get to watch Echeverria run on his way to second with the double. Leadoff doubled here, and Echeverria is 2 for 3.
Wasted no time. Got a fastball, a little bit of a mistake right there by Hudson. Nice job of staying inside that. And boy, he fires that ball right up the right field line, and the Rays are in business.
So leadoff doubled, and we'll have a pinch hitter now for Blake Snell. His evening is complete. 5 innings, allowing 6 runs. And our pinch-a-penny pinch hitter is Shane Peterson. He takes a fastball away. 1-0. 1-0. It's in at the knees for a strike. Well, the Rays have had base runners in every inning. And now 2-1 here to Peterson. Through 5, the Rays have stranded 8. And they trail by 4, 6-2, although they've out-hit Pittsburgh 8-4.
Yeah, been a strange game statistically. There's no doubt about it. The Rays have threatened.
Ground ball to the right side. The second baseman Moroff takes care of that. Echeverria advances to third.
When you felt those, the early going against Nova, that they really had him wobbly out there. After all that hard contact early in the game, he started to kind of shy away from the strike zone, was in a lot of bad counts. The Rays kind of pushed him a little bit, but never could get him to fully topple over.
So he pitches 5 innings, allows 7 hits, 2 runs, a couple of walks, strikeout, a hit batter. 52 strikes of the 89 pitches he made, and now it's Hudson with a man at third. Top of the order, Malik Smith takes a fastball down. Echeverria at third with 1 out. Fourth at bat for Smith. We're only in the 6th inning, so the Rays have had a lot of base runners, but so far just 2 runs. I mean, you think if you started through the lineup for the 4th time in the 6th, you might already have more than just 2.
I don't know how you don't. That's hard to do.
Foul into the screen. The count is 1-1.
Yeah, that's
the Rays.
Yeah.
Just 1 for 9 with men in scoring position. And now Malik Smith is down in the count, 1-2.
Well, and Daniel Hudson right here, you want to prevent this run, you really need to strike Malik Smith out here, and he's put himself in position. Has the big fastball. We've seen that velocity in the mid-90s. Good slider right there. Also the changeup. He'll use that more against left-handed hitters. Put the ball in play. They're conceding the run.
He fouls it back. For Blake Snell tonight, 98 pitches, 56 strikes in 5 innings. Just 4 hits, but 5 walks, 6 strikeouts, 6 runs allowed, a wild pitch, and a home run in the mix. This went down in the dirt around his feet, and what a save by Diaz. With a man at third, that is a big play for Pittsburgh.
Well, he had not only the pitch that went way off the plate, but then you've got interference being run by Malik Smith just by being in the box. And he's able to get out there, turn that glove in, and keep it within distance. Very difficult play, and Diaz made it.
Two, a little popper, short left. Mercer, the shortstop, out there to make the catch. And his throw comes back to the plate as Echeverria bluffed a start after going back to tag at third. So with 2 outs, Corey Dickerson heads to the plate. Reminder, vote today and vote tomorrow. Vote Rays for your 2017 All-Stars with the Esurance MLB All-Star Game ballot. Vote at RaysBaseball.com/vote. Catch all the excitement of the 88th MLB All-Star Game presented by MasterCard July 11th live on Fox. So that voting ends tomorrow night at 11:59. There's a strike to Dickerson. Corey 2 for 3 tonight. Rays have left men on base in every inning. Trying to get Echeverria home here after he led off with a double. Ground ball to first. Bell down to a knee. Hudson covers, and the Rays leave the runner at third. Bottom of the sixth coming. It's a 6-2 ball game. A beautiful night in Pittsburgh for the Rays. Everything beautiful except the score. A little frustrating. They have out hit Pittsburgh 8-4, and Blake Snell leaves after 5. Well, the Rays optioned him on the 14th of May because they saw a lot of what they saw again tonight. This reminiscent of that stretch he'd had with the Rays through his first 8 starts when he went 0 for 4. And after getting 2 quick outs, things turned problematic in a hurry for him in that first inning. So unfortunately, a lot of the same out of Blake Snell tonight in his first start coming back from Durham.
Yeah, it did look eerily familiar, and there were times where he would get on a run of making good pitches, and then all of a sudden things came apart. The biggest example, obviously, what you're talking about early in that first inning, but even if you go out to his last inning, strikeout, then a 4-pitch walk, come back, get a strikeout, then a double, then another strikeout. Just the inconsistency of the results, but it all starts with the inconsistency of the delivery.
And now Danny Farquhar is in the game. First pitch to Diaz is outside. So 5 for Snell, and now Danny Farquhar to face Diaz, Mercer, and the number 9 spot. It's fouled out of play. It's 1-1.
Keep it close. That's all that you can do. Hope for some late inning magic here from the offense. They've threatened all night. They've left a lot of runners on base and not been able to come through with the big hit. Maybe they can do that here their last few chances, but you need to put up zeros.
Two and 1 the count. Farquhar promptly falling behind. Diaz drove in 2 runs with a base hit in the first inning. 1 for 2. And a ground ball headed up the middle. Another hit for Diaz. This one leads off the 6th. Farquhar last worked on Saturday. Middle game of the series against Baltimore. Pitched 1 inning, walked a man, gave up a hit, no runs. Picked up a strikeout. Here's Mercer. 1-0 the count. Mercer walked in the fourth. Mercer stepping out, getting time from the plate umpire John Tumpain. And the fastball in at the knees, a little above. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball, third base. Longoria, Beckham 1, and the throw to first. 5-4-3 on the double play. So that takes care of the leadoff single. Now Hudson will be lifted. Polanco will hit for him.
A quick turn here. Evan Longoria, nice feed to Tim Beckham. Boy, nice transfer over there to Logan Morrison. The second baseman now on these double plays can really stand in there with confidence. Make that throw over to first base, and Tim Beckham did it right there.
Yeah, any contact at second base results in an immediate apology.
Boy, isn't that the truth? When it used to be, how many times can I make this guy flip? Can I put him out into left field?
Yeah.
That is out of the game.
Yeah. And we just saw that happen here on that double play. I mean, the apology. We just saw that.
Oh, I didn't even see. There was a true apology. and for nothing more than sliding. You know, if you actually go back and look at it.
Yeah, take a look at this.
Okay, let's
Here's
see.
the aftermath of that double play. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay, we're gentlemen.
Baseball in 2017.
Now we'll part ways.
Wow. Well, and the thing is too, as Diaz is going into second base, it's not like Beckham took that throw, backed off second, and he stepped right at first base. He stepped into the runner.
Mm-hmm.
And still got an apology.
It's a gentleman's game.
I mean, watch Beckham step. Okay. There you go.
2 balls, 2 strikes the count. And a little ground ball by Farquhar.
Nice play.
And a tough play is going to be wide and by Morrison. And Farquhar wound up backing that one up.
Do or die. You know, once it gets by Danny Farquhar, then Tim Beckham's got to come in, and not only does he have to barehand it, but he's got to get rid of it right away. And those sometimes are tough throws to pick up. Let's see where this ends up. Ball right off the end of the bat. Here he comes. And you see that ball ends up eluding. This throw not nearly as bad as it looks as it gets by Logan Morrison. That's a ball that could have been caught.
And it turns out to be a base hit. More off. 1-0 the count. An error charged on that as well for the move up.
That's a tough error too on Tim Beckham, because that throw was not that bad.
Big cut and a miss. Now 2-1. Two balls, 2 strikes. Polanco at second, 2 gone, and a 2-2 count on Moroff. Ground ball to the right side. Beckham handles that one. So a couple of hits, a man left, and we're going to go to the 7th inning with Evan Longoria set to lead off. Middle part of the lineup coming up. In this one, they opened with the lead when Evan Longoria in the first inning doubled home Corey Dickerson to make it 1-0. But with 2 outs in the first, things got away from Blake Snell. Jose Osuna's double scored a run before the inning was over. Diaz singled home 2 more, and the Pirates wound up with a 4-run first. Added another run on a home run by Josh Bell in the 4th. Their 6th run came in the 5th on a double, driving in McCutchen, a double by Osuna. The Rays with a single run in the 1st and another run in the 3rd. And here in the 7th inning, Tony Watson will be the new pitcher, the lefty, following Nova and Hudson to the mound. When Longoria fouls the first pitch away, Longoria, Morrison, and Souza Jr. due up. The Rays need a big inning. They have out-hit Pittsburgh 8-6. But the Rays have left 9 men on base through the first 6. Popper foul headed out of play, and it's a 2-strike count.
The big inning. They haven't been able to get the big hit. They've had some opportunities. There's no doubt about that. And still have 3 more cracks at it, but you're running out of time.
Close moves him away. 1-2.
Jersey too tight.
That's right, he'd be on base now. Ooh, a foul ball right there, and down he goes to one knee.
Where's that pad down on that left ankle for good reason? Right off the instep.
Foul again. 6-6-0 for Pittsburgh. 2-8-1 for the Rays. Take another look at this. And grabbing that right side a little bit.
The ball come right up off that dirt right into the rib cage on the right side.
Foul out of play. You ever have a coach tell you how good it would feel once it stopped hurting? So it feels better than it did before. Just wait for it to stop and it feels really great, even better.
Yeah, by that time I've moved long away from that coach.
There's a shot back into left field. High, not overly deep, and Harrison makes the catch. And that's the first out here in the 7th. Now Logan Morrison will be the hitter. Pitch is a strike. Well, Morrison has kept the Pirate outfield busy tonight. Line drive to Osuna in right the first time. High fly ball to Harrison in left the second time up. And in the 5th, he sent McCutchen back to the warning track within reach of the wall. And he made the catch. Now it's a 2-strike count to Morrison. Probably the most frustrating of those at bats came in the 3rd when he had a couple men on and had a 3-0 pitch and thought he had a pitch he should have hit out maybe to left center field, but got under it and hit that high pop to left. That's a base hit the other way against the shift, and he's going to go for 2. The throw off balance, but it's not going to be in time. Morrison just kept on running and has himself a double, hitting it the other way against the shift.
Boy, almost it would look like a half swing there on a breaking ball that was down in a way, but David Freese was pulled so far off of third base that it was just wide open territory. And all of a sudden here it is, and he just a little half swing, and the head goes down. He is sensing double as he saw the ball come off the bat. Maybe the softest double he'll ever hit.
Well, you find that the shift will take hits away from you, and you get a chance for an extra base hit against the shift, so you go for it. And he's in scoring position now.
I'd love to see not manufactured numbers or misrepresented numbers, but truly the plus minus of the shift, because we see the shift get beat a ton. Now we've seen him, hit into the shift, but here, if you hit a ground ball, like this is a shift, a true shift. You hit a ground ball to shortstop. Does that count as a mark for the shift? He's going to be playing there anyway.
Yeah.
That's where the shortstop plays. So do you put? Does that go into look? The shift worked. Well, no, that it wouldn't have mattered. Now hit the ball up the middle. Shift worked.
Mm-hmm. He hit the ball to where the second baseman would normally be. Not too good.
Not too good. And so you wonder what the real, we've seen the shift at. They're at it again in the truck.
Yes, they are. Time called.
Not even going to go on. I can't.
There's some talented people in that truck. Two balls, no strikes. The count to Souza Jr.
Wish people could see what went on up here.
A couple of guys in the balcony. Pitch is down, 3-0. Double by Morrison. He's in scoring position at second. Ramos on deck. Three and one. Souza was on his way to first, thought he'd drawn the walk, and instead the count is full.
Well, that was a slow call there by Tom Payne, and on a borderline pitch, and I mean borderline. 95. I think Souza Jr. was just going to get a better look on where that pitch was.
Rays facing Tony Watson. He was the closer last year when they dealt Melanson. There's a liner into right field. That's going to be in for a base hit. Rays are going to have men on the corners, first and third. Morrison advancing to third on that line base hit. So a little something brewing here in the 7th inning. Rays now in double figures in hits.
Well, they need the big one now. They've given themselves the opportunities. Nice job there, Souza Jr. Stay inside the baseball, rifle it out into right field. First and third now, 1 out, but you've got to cash it in.
So the Pirates talk it over on the hill. Ramos drove in a run with a fly ball to center in the 3rd. Break up the conference. Ray Searage heads back into the dugout with Morrison at third and Souza Jr. at first. See the Rays tonight 2 for 12 with men in scoring position. Hence only 2 runs on 10 hits. Strike 1 to Ramos.
Well, and one of those hits just happened. It didn't even knock in a run.
Yep.
The Souza hit with Morrison out at second base. And Morrison, you really couldn't score. You had to make sure that that ball got down to the turf.
One and one. Ground ball back to the mound. Watson goes to second out there and out to first. They get the double play. The Rays threaten but do not score. And we're going to head into the bottom of the 7th inning where the Rays still down by 4 runs. It's 6-2. There's the double play started by the pitcher Watson. Sports Sun is brought to you by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. By GMC, we are professional grade. And by Jeep, get great deals at the Jeep Spring Clearance event. From Pittsburgh, middle game of this series, Pirates lead the Rays 6-2. The Rays have out-hit Pittsburgh 10-6, but they've left 10 men on base. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. And when it comes to the Pittsburgh offense tonight, 4 of the 5 walks they've drawn have been converted into runs. They're 2 of 5 with men in scoring position. And even though the Pirates have just 6 hits, 3 of those have been for extra bases, including the 4th inning leadoff home run by Josh Bell. And Jumbo Diaz takes over on the hill after the 1-inning stint from Farquhar.
Well, he is on for the 27th time. He's worked 25 2/3 innings, 24 strikeouts, and that ERA at 5.61.
He'll face Josh Harrison to open the bottom of the 7th inning. Rays winners last night in 10 innings, 4-2, but they trail 6-2 tonight. Josh Harrison, soon to be 30 years old in the first part of next month. Fouls this one out of play. He's 0 for 3 tonight. An aggressive hitter up there. A 2-strike count. Foul right back over the screen. So the Rays have only a couple more shots left at Pittsburgh. And the high fastball takes care of Harrison. He's out on strikes for the 2nd time tonight.
Jumbo Diaz fastball going to elevate over power, and he just lets it rip right out over the heart of the plate, but up, and Harrison cannot lay off. I've seen Diaz get that fastball into the upper reaches of the 90s. Good slider to go along with it.
And McCutchen looks at a strike. A couple of walks and 2 runs scored by the Pittsburgh center fielder tonight. Fouls it back 0-2. Fastball at 97. Well, McCutchen a year ago wound up hitting .256. Played through a number of injuries, knee, thumb, heel. And just a bit of that one right back into the screen, a foul ball. Last year coming on the heels of some very productive seasons after being drafted in the 1st round in 2005 by Pittsburgh, and eventually developed into really the center of this team.
Yeah, he was absolutely, really still is, the face of this franchise.
High pop up. It's Beckham right at the bag making the catch. 2 up and 2 down against Diaz. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Rays will have Chris Archer on the hill after his 7th win. We'll hear from him, and Orestes will break down Malik Smith out there in center field and a look at his game. Jamison Tyon will be on the hill for Pittsburgh. Our coverage begins at 6:30. It's a foul ball. 0-2 the count to Freeze. And a big swing in and out of the mitt, and Freeze is out on strikes as he departs the plate. We go to the 8th. Rays down by 4. We welcome you back to Pittsburgh through 7 innings. It's a 6-2 Pittsburgh lead. Blake Snell back from the minor leagues started. Ran into 2-out trouble in the first inning. Gave up 4 runs. Lasted 5 innings. Allowing 6 earned runs, 5 walks with 6 strikeouts. And the Pirates have built this 6-2 lead on just 6 hits. The Rays have had opportunities, as the 2 runs on 10 hits would indicate, and they go to the 8th inning dealing with this Pittsburgh bullpen. Juan Nicasio's going to be pitcher number 4 of the night, making his 37th appearance. So here's Tim Beckham. Beckham 2 out of 3 tonight. Echeverria will be next. And he did go for that first pitch. That's a strike. Ground ball headed out to Mercer. It's short. This throw is right there to retire Beckham. So short to first, Beckham out of there. Now Echeverria, 2 for 3 tonight, will be the hitter. A little wide. Two balls, no strikes. Echeverria singled in the second, doubled in the sixth. He is 2 for 3. Had a couple of runs batted in last night, making his Rays debut. An 8th inning single drove in a run, and in the 10th last night, a fly ball got the other run home. And up here with a 3-ball, no strike count. And that is ball 4. So the Rays have a base runner with 1 out. Tampa Bay Rays baseball presented by Jeep. Rays get a base runner with 1 out. Trevor Plouffe will be the pinch hitter, batting for Jumbo Diaz. Plouffe pinch hit in last night's game. Lifted a fly ball into left. And that's a strike at the knees. Swinging through that 98-mile-per-hour fastball.
That was an easy, smooth 98 by Nicasio. Wow. That ball just jumped out of his hand. You see these guys coming out of the bullpen. Even Tony Watson had that lower arm angle as a lefty, was in the mid-90s.
One ball, 2 strikes. This has been one of those games in which the Rays have had base runners all over the place. They've had men on base in every inning tonight, but scored only 1 run in the first and 1 run in the third. Echeverria at first with 1 out here in the 8th. And strike 3 called. Plouffe caught looking. John Tompain calling him out on strikes as Plouffe comes away shaking his head.
Well, that was a perfect pitcher's pitch. It's going to be borderline, no question about it, but that ball just buried down and in, maybe just a little bit off the plate. But those, sometimes you put those calls into the hands of the home plate umpire, and it's not going to go your way.
It was Malik Smith. And the pitch is down. Only 2 strikeouts tonight for Pittsburgh pitching. Boy, they've stranded runners all night long.
Well, that's the story of the game right now. Not able to come through with the big hit. They gave themselves the chances to be able to put something together significant, but just haven't been able to do so. And you know, we talked about it early on, an inning that the Rays had the bases loaded and Ivan Nova was nowhere near the zone, that it would be a shame if they came out of that inning still just with 2 runs. Well, they did, and they're still stuck there.
Fastball for a strike. 1-1. A liner into center field, and McCutchen will be there to make the catch. So the Rays leave a man, the 11th they've left on tonight. 6-2 Pittsburgh. There's Tim Beckham out there at second base. The focus of our Bonefish catch of the game. Playing second, but the shift was on, and so he was on the shortstop side of the bag. And look at the throw.
Knocks it down, throws it on one knee, falling away from first base. Not only was he accurate with the throw, he gets it there on the fly. That's a long throw. Long throw.
And Erasmo Ramirez becomes the fourth pitcher of the night for the Rays. 5 for Snell, an inning for Farquhar, 1 for Diaz. And now it's Erasmo Ramirez.
Well, he does a little bit of everything for this club. Starts out in the bullpen, moves into the starting rotation, now back in the bullpen.
He's done about everything except lead off and hit cleanup.
And we still have another half a season to go.
Yes, we do. Jose Osuna, a couple of 2 base hits tonight, takes a big cut, fouling it back. He is 2 for 3, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored. An 0-2 count. Into the dirt. 2-2. Well, Ramirez trying to hold the Pirates here. Rivero is in the bullpen. Foul right back. Up and in. Full count.
And that one really got away from Erasmo. He's trying to go down and away. Not so much.
Foul away. Ramirez started on Wednesday, the 21st, a week ago. That was the game against Cincinnati. He worked 5 1/3 in that one and picked up his 4th win. He's 4-2 in an 8-3 Rays win. And a foul ball. Gave up a couple of hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, and struck out 6 in that outing. Three-two again. On the ground is short. Echeverria up with that one nicely in the throw to first. So that's the first out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And time again to check in with Alex Cordry. Alex.
Dwayne, well, we have a story for you. Tonight's home plate umpire, John Tumpain, is a hero. Walking over here to PNC Park before tonight's game, he said he saw a woman standing on the edge of the Roberto Clemente Bridge. He approached her and said, let's grab some lunch and talk. She told him just to let her go and he would forget her. He said, I'll never forget you. He pulled her off the bridge's edge. Receiving help from another passerby, they called 911, and before she left in the ambulance, he knelt down next to her and prayed. He says you never know what somebody's day looks like, and he was just glad to help.
Well, the plate umpire, John Tumpain, making the biggest save of all before the game. Well, what a story that is.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, Dwayne, we were looking at it in between innings. I think it's the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. The full recounting of the story is in there, quotes and everything else, and it's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And I would urge everybody to try to look that up and read. Pretty detailed, and boy, what a spot.
A little foul ball right there, and the count is 1-2. Well, Tumpain, just 34 years old, and the great presence of mind to approach that situation and save a life. And a swing and miss by Bell. That was almost a defensive cut right there. How about that?
Yeah,
get off me.
I'm not on you, Dwayne. Let's get back to breaking this pitch down. No, I'm telling you, this is how good this pitch was. Is he is swinging and trying to get out of the way of it at the same time. I mean, he's swinging and moving his feet. That's a filthy breaking ball.
So 2 gone. Pitch away to Diaz.
Giving away sequence up here.
A ball, no strikes. Little tapper foul. He broke his bat. Oh, it's a fair ball still. And the play made by Ramos on the broken bat. Boy, you talk about some pitches here by Ramirez in this inning. We go to the 9th with Dickerson due to lead it off. this one into the top of the 9th inning. Watch your team defend the ballpark from the invaders of the North. Saturday, July 8th, the Rays battle the Red Sox, and the first 15,000 fans will take home their very own Evan Longoria Game of Thrones bobblehead. Be a part of the action. Visit RaysBaseball.com. It will be Dickerson, Longoria, and Morrison due up in the 9th inning against Felipe Rivero, who came on in the 10th inning last night and took the loss in a 4-2 decision won by the Rays in 10.
Well, outside of last night, he'd been close to perfect. Had a .68 earned run average going into the game last night. But you see a strikeout, more than a strikeout an inning, only 10 walks, opponent average of just 140. He has been, well, he has been fantastic for Clint Hurdle coming out of the pen.
And so here we go. Corey Dickerson to lead off against him. Rays trail by 4. Rays started the day in a virtual tie with the Minnesota Twins for the second playoffs wild card spot. And the Twins have a 4-1 lead on the Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th at Fenway right now. First pitch 99, and Dickerson takes that one for ball 1. 2 for 4 tonight for Corey Dickerson. It's 1-1. Nova worked the first 5 innings. Dickerson trying to catch up to 101 right there. Wow. 1-2. How about that?
Yeah, I think a little upset about what happened last night. We didn't see the velocity up that high, but he cuts this one loose. Yikes.
And Dickerson misses that one at 101.
Well, we saw
he's all business now.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it. He gets that chance to go back out on the mound a night after having things not go his way or the team's way. And boy, oh boy, finally found the one pitch that Corey Dickerson had a hard time with this season.
Yeah, 101.
Yeah, well. You said, Dwayne, that the good hitters have small holes in the swing. That's about as small as they get.
Ball 1 to Longoria. That's 3 in a row at 101 from Rivero.
Yeah, and then a 90-mile-an-hour changeup. I'd fine him for that right there. I'm going to tell you, if I threw 101, I would, however many pitches I threw in a season, that would be how many in a row I threw at 101.
And he fouls it. 2-1. Coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by WB Mason. Rich and Orestes will be live on the field. They'll break down this contest. Kevin Cash will hear his press conference, and Alex will have interviews from the clubhouse immediately following our coverage here. 2-1 the count to Evan Longoria. It's fouled back 2-2. Dipped under 100 here on a couple pitches at 99.
Fatigue.
Crowd of a little better than 21,000 here tonight in the middle game of this series. And a swing and a miss back to 101. So back-to-back strikeouts of Dickerson and Longoria. Well, Pittsburgh pitching it at 2 strikeouts through 8 innings. And Rivero with 2 strikeouts, 2 hitters into the 9th. Here's Logan Morrison. He swings and misses. 101.
That's the other thing too. If you're going to be a guy that runs out there with a neck tattoo, you better have some juice. You can't be a finesse guy with a neck tattoo. You just can't. There is a rule. Yeah, if you're wearing that, you better have a blazing fastball.
Well, he does. 1-1 the count. Starting pitchers, the pitchers of record. Ground ball headed to short. Mercer's throw, and this one is over. 3 up, 3 down. Go the Rays in the 9th. And the Pirates take the second game of the series. 6-2. Nova will get the win. And Snell will take the loss as the Pirates even this game at a game apiece. For Brian Anderson and Alex Cordry, Dwayne Stats, hope you've enjoyed the telecast. If not the outcome, Rays Live the post game presented by WB Mason is next.